Welcome back to another episode of the Chinanna Show, where we speak about everything mental health and self-development related. I'm your host, Anna Banana, and today we're going to talk about the 9 types of depression. Now, before we get into the different forms of depression, I want to talk to you guys about why I have been missing for a while. I started working a day job and I started working like really long hours. I'm up from 5 and I don't get home until 7 in the night, so I am really struggling to keep up with my podcast and where I want it to be, but I have since settled in a routine and hopefully I can produce every Sunday. I know I haven't been posting on YouTube for a while, but me and my brother, I use his studio setup and I haven't been able to record because of that, because our working hours do clash. So now I'm back to basics where podcasting is concerned, but I will post the audio on YouTube. Last week Saturday was my birthday, so I want to thank everyone who wished me happy birthday, and I want to big up my friend Ashley because she has shown up and shown out and made me feel special. I also want to big up Anika for my birthday gift. She bought me a candle and everything, so yeah, big up on yourself, and I really appreciate each and every one of you guys who took the time out to make me feel special. And what else? Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the forms of depression. So you have 9 types of depression, which is major depression, persistent depression, manic depression, depressive psychosis, prenatal depression, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, sensual depression, seasonal depression, situational depression, and atypical depression. Now, major depression, this is a depression that you feel every single day or on and off every single day. It is not something that you can say, oh, I'm going to tough this out, or oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and it's going to work out. It doesn't work like that. It takes effort and it's not something that you can really overcome because it's a mental illness, but it's something that you can minimize the constant reaction of or constant flare-ups of. And you do that by getting a mood stabilizer or just altering certain parts of your life to help with how your brain responds to your environment. So yeah, that's major depression. And you have major depression is also referred to as classic depression, chronic depression, severe depression, and unipolar depression, and major depressive disorder. Major depression is a severe form of depression, and it causes symptoms such as sadness and gloom, hopelessness, difficulty sleeping, feeling fatigue, lack of energy, sleeping too little or too much. Una don't know the symptoms of depression, which I've expressed, I think, in my previous episode. If you haven't yet listened, go ahead and listen, because una have enough time for listen. Look how long my do come on the podcast. It's a long time since I've been here, so you guys should have listened to the previous episode. But nevertheless, I'm always glad for the support or the non-support. But I'm always glad for the support. So for those who have listened would have already known all the symptoms to depression already. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the other types of depression. So you have persistent depression. Now, persistent depression is depression that you have. We're persistent like man, basically. That's what persistent depression is. Persistent like man and can't go away. So yeah, persistent depression lasts for up to 2 weeks to a year to 2 years, however long. And sometimes it can start to become something that's very persistent or something that won't go away as easily, and you can have persistent depression and major depression, which results into something called a double depression. Like when them show double 6 on the board, yeah, double depression. So that's persistent depression for you. And next in line you have manic depression. Manic depression is bipolar depression. Manic is kind of like an old name for bipolar depression, but yeah, it's bipolar depression. No, Bipolar depression is kind of extreme in a one way, where sometimes you feel extremely happy and one moment you feel down and you're crying and there's no specific reason why. You have this grandiose sense of thinking where you believe, say, you're better than people and you can overcome anything, and then the next couple of hours you just feel like shit, like you're worthless and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. That's bipolar depression. Now, it doesn't happen, it can happen within a week to 2 weeks period where you experience these symptoms, but it looks different for everyone, so you guys need to be mindful of that. Symptoms of bipolar depression includes high energy, reduced sleep, irritability, feeling of hype and euphoria. That's the word, right? Euphoria and irritability. More severe cases of bipolar depression includes delusions and hallucinations. So like we hear voices and we see things that are very real to you, or it's kind of similar to vivid dreaming in our lucid, vivid dreaming or lucid dreaming, but like in a real life, like you're wide awake. So you might hear voices or you might feel things and they're not really real, but they feel very real to you. So that is where you need to go get that checked, because that can be dangerous for you and your loved ones. So yeah, that's bipolar depression. Well, severe bipolar depression. Now you have depressive psychosis. This is very similar to bipolar depression, but this is where you just have regular depression and it has gotten so bad where you basically have delusions or you hallucinate to the point where you don't know what's real and what's not. So that's basically depressive psychosis. Prenatal depression, I'm sure everybody or most women know what this is. This is the depression that you feel throughout your pregnancy because your body is changing and your body and your mind can't keep up with the different types of hormone influxes. Boy, I mean, never use word right yet, but your mind and your body now really work together for kind of regulate your hormones properly. And so you end up experiencing depression throughout your pregnancy. And then when you have the baby now, this would have be called postpartum depression, because your brain is going through different changes to accommodate a baby. You're not getting enough sleep and you're the major caregiver of your child. So your body is still trying to adjust to your environment. So this causes a lot of instability within your body, which then causes depression. So that would be prenatal depression and postpartum depression. Now we're going to talk about premenstrual depression, PMS, but it's not exactly PMS, it's actually worse than PMS, and it happens every time before your period. But I'm not going to elaborate because I have made a podcast episode about period depression before, and it's less than 10 minutes, so you guys should go and check it out. Then you have seasonal depression. Seasonal depression usually comes in the winter when your body isn't getting enough sun and the time gets cold. And yeah, that's basically what seasonal depression is. It usually goes away when the time gets warm and stuff. Some people who have it really bad, they provide this thing that you can go under to get like sunlight, and this helps a lot. It's like, I don't really remember how it look, but it's like one of them something there where white people, or I should say very light skinned people, go under to get like tan. So it's very similar because it gives you sunlight and them something there. It's like a plant when it needs sunlight, and you know the sun not really there, so you have to catch it up in the corner where you know say the sun always shine in the mornings. So yeah, that's what seasonal depression is. People with seasonal depression used to usually do a lot to like hike up their what is something where sun give vitamin D and stay warm, I guess. I don't know. It's seasonal, so it does go away, so that's the good part about it. But yeah, situational depression now is, of course, everybody everybody will live till them at 25. Like me, supposed to have one depressive moment in them life. This is usually caused from either you lose a loved one, you have financial difficulties, you're going through a breakup, you're in an abusive household, whatever it is. Once that specific part of your life is done and over with, you start to see the light and you start to feel better. So that is what situational depression is. It happens because of an ongoing situation that's going on in your life. And then last but not least, you have atypical depression. Atypical depression is depression that is... Hear my brother in my background, oh God. Oh God. So, I'm sorry, you guys, if you hear my brother in the background, it's because he is currently playing his game and I'm trying to record the quietest place in my house. So, I'm sincerely sorry for that, guys. So, back to depression. So, you have atypical depression, and atypical depression is depression that can be changed or removed as soon as something positive happens in your life. Now, this is normally confusing to people and even to the people who are experiencing atypical depression, because it's not exactly rare, but people don't realize that them have it, because as soon as something positive happens, it kind of shifts and stops a little while until it starts up again. So that's basically what atypical depression is. You feel sad, you feel depressed, some family member come visit you, them give you some love, you stop feel depressed, then a couple days later you feel depressed again, and you think it is something detrimentally wrong with you, but it's not exactly that. It's simply just atypical depression. Now, sometimes you're not going to know specifically which kind of depression you have. So when you go to the doctor, when it has gotten to unbearable and it's really affecting your life in a negative way, then you have to go to the doctor, and then the doctor will ask you all your symptoms, and this is your responsibility for tell them everything. I know it can be a very, very uncomfortable process, but this is how they're going to figure out what type of medication is best for you and how to help you navigate the depression. I'm going to say in Jamaica, we tend to have to figure out certain things on our own, but for those who do have access to these kind of resources, please use it up, because it will help you live a better life. And it is not a bad thing to say, to just reach out and say, I need help. There's nothing wrong with that, and don't make nobody convince you and say there is something wrong with needing help, because there isn't. So anything that is going to help you live up the best version of yourself and live a most fulfilling life, please to tune into that. And please to know that with depression, sometimes you might have some underlying illnesses that cause depression. For example, I know that untreated ADHD can lead to depression and anxiety. So you have some depression which can cause from other underlying illnesses, and you guys might want to look into that. Now, I hope that I was very informative and fun, and that you learn a lot from this episode. I hope you had a ha-ha moment, meaning a moment where you realize this information and it resonates with you. If so, don't forget to share with a friend, don't forget to share with a family, and to anyone who out there that might need the episode. Please share so that I can reach numbers that I'd want to reach. And if you'd like to be on the podcast, you guys can check the show notes, or you can just message me on Instagram and we'll set up something. Because a long time I look for you, long time I look for you out there. Whoever out there that wants to come on the podcast. So yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe, exercising, taking your vitamins, and not worrying about tomorrow. Hypothetically, not worrying about tomorrow, because that not gonna get you nowhere. and we have everything that we need inside us to help us fulfill ourselves and move forward. So just believe in yourself and be safe, and I will see you guys in another episode. I am going to put all the information so that you guys can go ahead and read up more about these types of depression if you wish to do so. And I want to talk about anxiety and how to assist your partner with anxiety in another episode. So look out for that, which would be coming on the other Sunday, hopefully. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another episode. Bye.